Hi, I'm Ashley. This is Life Beyond Locks, and today I'm looking at the Hera 19-inch wig from Dimples Hair. I am so excited to get into this because, well, you know I do a lot of budget reviews, but I have yet to do a true luxury piece review, and that's exactly what this is, luxury hair piece. So let's get into it. All right, so before we get started, just a little bit of backstory. Dimples has been around for a long time, I believe the 1960s, and the CEO, James Todd, is the son of the original founder. It's a really cool story that it is a family company, and they have been providing hair pieces to women for generations. This piece, the Hera, is 19 inches. It features beautiful Remy hair, and it comes complete with a cut, which for me is a huge bonus. I don't have a stylist yet whom I can trust with my wigs. So it's really critical to me that the pieces come wearable. And I know there's a lot out there about customizing wigs, but for me, to be able to just put it on and go is really important. I have this piece in the color Rooted Nutmeg. I am an ashy medium brown, if you can't tell. And this definitely leans warmer than my bio hair. In fact, the entire Dimples line does lean warmer, but I'm extremely ashy, so this is totally normal for me. The rooting, however, on the Rooted Nutmeg allows for me to blend my bio hair in beautifully, and you'll see me do that in just a second. Okay, let's take a look at the inside of the cap. So first off, we have this wide monofilament area. Each of these pieces is individually hand-tied. Now, a lot of wig companies, what you end up with is a parting or even a full top that is hand-tied. But with Dimples, you're getting a complete hand-tied cap throughout, which is really, really cool. That means you're gonna have maximum room for parting at the top. You can do middle, side, left, side, right. But you're also going to have amazing movement throughout the piece because we have zero wefting here. If you want to see wefting, take a look at my other videos, but I will soon do a comparison video between a wefted piece and Dimples hand-tied pieces. So each of these hairs is individually sewn into the cap. That means this takes a long time to make. In fact, CEO James Todd once told me that it takes something like a year for production to get one piece in the company's hands. That's amazing. And it does explain why you might find these pieces to be a little bit on the higher end because there's so much craftsmanship that goes into this. So we have a fully hand-tied cap. We have Velcro tabs, which I have cinched in quite a bit. And we have these beautiful metal ear tabs. The entire thing is very soft, very stretchy, very comfortable. It's like a cloud on your head. I will talk about sizing though briefly. As you can see, I have this cinched quite a bit of the way in. I, for reference, am a 21.25 inch circumference, and this fits me a little on the loose side actually. So please do keep that in mind. If you are ordering from Dimples, you're gonna want to size down most likely if you are between sizes. As I said, I'm a small and I've got this cinched in all the way, and there's still quite a bit of room in the cap. Hand tied does also result in more room. That tends to be the case. Wefting creates a tighter cap, but I also have very little bio hair to put in there, so there's not much room needed for me. But if you have more bio hair, you might find this to be absolutely perfect. The other feature that it comes with is the scalloped edging on the lace, so you don't even need to cut the lace yourself, which is definitely a nerve-wracking thing for many of us. So it's ready to go. We've got the cut, we've got the lace cut, we've got the style cut, we've got the beautiful hair. Let's put her on. So when I'm putting her on, I want to make sure that I'm only moving her using the ear tabs. You do not want to be tugging at the lace or you might damage it. So here she is, beautiful hair color and beautiful softness. What I do need to do right now is make a little bit of an adjustment to the part. So she came with a zigzag part. I did run a comb through it to try to eliminate that part, but I need to do a bit of a better job yet, and I wanted to do it on camera so you can see how I do this. I'm also going to use a rat tail comb to pull out my bio hair. Now I have curly bio hair, so I do have to straighten it in advance in order to do this. And of course, if you don't have any bio hair, then you don't need to worry about it. The ear tabs do come quite far down on me, so if you don't have bio hair to blend, you need not worry. There's great coverage here in the front. So in order to fix up this part exactly the way I want it and get the hair out of my face, I'm going to use a spray bottle of water and get that hair back. So because this is 100% human hair, Remy human hair, you have a lot of flexibility when it comes to styling. You can treat this like your own bio hair, which means you can apply heat, you can apply curlers, you can flatten her, whatever you want to do to create the most natural and realistic finish for you. So you can see I put a bit of water and now I'm just working it through and trying to get that hair off my face. I need to add a little bit more at the front here. I always love doing this bit because I don't have a lot of bio hair that I actually get to style. So to be able to do this with a wig makes me feel normal. All right, so I have gone in, sprayed some tap water through the hair and have combed her back. I could do more if I wanted, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think just that little bit is quite enough. I don't need her to be completely off my face. I just want her to be somewhat off my face. I actually like the look of the hair being a little bit close. It makes it feel more natural to me. So I'm okay with it like this. Now what I'm going to do is use a hairdryer to push the hair back while it's still damp and get it to really stay in the place that I'd like it to stay. All right, so now I've added some volume and some lift. She's still drying, so she's not completely dry, but she is off my face a bit, and I feel like she just looks so much more natural than when I took her out of the box and she had her box hair. She's ready now for me to add full curls if I want to add full curls, or straighten her completely if I want to do that. I actually like these loose waves, so I'm pretty happy with her as she is. But yeah, I think she's ready to go. The only change that I might consider making to her at this point is I may pluck some of the hairline where I intend to wear the hair most often. It's a pretty dense hairline, and while that is obviously very desirable for someone who doesn't have a lot of hair, for me, I think I might like it to be just a little bit wider, but I also have a bone to pick with companies that have too wide of a part. So I feel like I like that Dimples does it a little bit denser, and then you have room to play and pluck individual hairs if that's something that you choose to do. So here she is, Hera 19. My goodness, let me tell you, comfort like I've never experienced in a wig before. I could wear this all day long. There's no tugging, there's no pulling. It's just like a cloud. And I am very much excited to see how she holds up over long-term wear. But I'm sure it's going to be amazing. The hair quality just looks so beautiful. And I know that the company stands firmly behind their products and their pieces. They only do a handful of things, and their aim is to do that handful of things very, very well. And I think that that is truly what we need in the wig world is, you know, a master of a few different pieces. And so far, this one feels very, very good to me. Oh, there is one more thing I wanted to add, and I apologize for adding this at the end, but as I've been showing you the hairline, I don't know if you've caught it, they do not bleach their knots. And this is something that I did mean to tell you, and I forgot to tell you. So if you look closely, you will see knots in this piece. For me, it's not a big deal, but I did ask James Todd, the CEO, about this because, you know, there's a lot of push to bleach knots in the world of human hair wigs. And he was pretty adamant about maintaining the integrity of the piece for the long term. So, you know, you're spending good money on this piece for the luxury cap, for the high on tide features. And so to go ahead and bleach those knots means that they won't be as long lasting. The integrity of that hair fiber is weakened with the bleaching. And so for that reason, he has decided not to bleach the knots on his pieces. So if that's something that bothers you, you can either not get the piece, or you can use this little hack that I like to use. Okay, so my little hack is powder. A lot of people who do this use face powder, like a L'Oreal True Match or something like that. But I like to use eyeshadow because I feel like it's longer lasting in the hold. So I just get a little bit of nude colored face powder and I put it directly on that part line, making sure really to wedge it in. And that really does a great job of concealing the knots and creating what I feel is quite a natural part. So there's a little hack for you, and already you can see it's made such a difference. And truthfully, I don't think anyone's going to be that close to me to ever notice. But if they are, it's a price that I'm willing to pay for a long-lasting quality hairpiece. So thank you, Dimples, for sending this over in exchange for educational content. I hope that you all check out Dimples. If you have any questions, please drop them below. I will do my best to answer, and if I don't have an answer, I will find an answer for you. I also have a color ring for all of their Remy hair colors, so I'm happy to take a video for any color that you would like to see, help you to navigate that color world, because it can be a tricky one for sure when you're spending big money on hair. And I wish you all the best of luck in your hair loss journey and in your wig finding journeys.